coming to our jubilar 12th launch week. You all know what it is about. TS Spec is the biggest change, and a lot of you have been helping us out, giving us early feedback, even testing it. So thank you very much for that. We are super grateful, and this is what makes the journey worthwhile, getting other people in and collaborating with them. We also have a couple of other cool things like a redesign, basically rebranding that we did, along with SSR support and a couple other things. So also happy to cover that. But yeah, let's start one by one, and we'll give a bit of context and kind of under the hood kind of comments from the team.
Cool. Shall I go ahead with the presentation then?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay,
Wait,
so.
just soundboard first. Soundboard first. Wow.
Yes. Look at that TS boy. Look at how cool he is. So,
Yes.
you all know it is still the batteries included goodness, the framework that you know and love, but now with just one extra special, unique, special superpower, which is TS Spec. But that means then that our old DSL goes bye bye. Look at, I'm gonna miss old DSL. Um,
Yeah.
it was interesting as I was making this presentation because I was always like, I like the DSL and I think it's cool. Like, what's the push? What's the reason for TypeScript? Like, why will we really get that many benefits from TypeScript? But actually, we do get a lot of benefits from moving towards TypeScript. And not only is it easier for us to develop Wasp on top of TypeScript, we have to do less in the way of making tooling around our own custom DSL. But the things you can do now that the spec file is written in TypeScript, and now that you have this unified logic layer, which we like to refer to it as, because Wasp has this unified logic layer, and now that it's written in TypeScript, it's programmable, so you can do with it what you would do with any code, and that includes splitting it up into multiple files, writing code to help you generate specs like helper functions, loop over it, read environment variables, and use conditional logic within the file, whatever. You can do all that stuff. So that is very cool. It cleans things up a bit, makes it look a lot nicer. And yeah, um, what else can we say about it, Mattia?
Yes, I mean, I can just give a bit of background. I think a lot of you saw the blog post we published and the tweet that we published about it, but basically the whole kind of decision making and history of what's DSL. But in short, why in the beginning we thought DSL was the right way to go is because we were kind of betting that we can have nicer syntax if we can basically custom design it all by ourselves. And we were also thinking, if Wasp is one day going to support different, let's say, runtimes, even languages, and let's say we support Python on the back end or some, for running some stuff, like we felt it's important to have like some neutral kind of agnostic language in between. So I would say we, kind of overpriced both of these reasons. They turned out not to be so, important because TypeScript is actually good enough for having good ergonomics in when you're writing it, or no, your agent, it's readable, it's a bit more brackets and signs, but nothing major, and it's more important that it's basically familiar to what people are used to, so it's much less kind of, even if it's not a big learning curve, as Vinny said, because many people got adjusted to what DSL and actually enjoyed even using it. It is just a bit scary when you are coming to this new framework and it has something custom that you have never seen before. So I would say just this combination of basically no good enough reason for a DSL, plus we couldn't do cool stuff that we can do now, was what was kind of obvious in the end, obvious push to move fully to TypeScript. Yeah, I mean that's it. Martin, maybe you can say something now if you want, kind of more on the technical side, or it will just come later in the presentation. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I'll just let you guys drive. Just to mention
Your
one thing,
maybe your eulogy on DSL. What are your last words to the DSL?
I DSL. I don't know. I think we had a good fun with DSL. We even had like a type inference and stuff before AI. Wow. Huh? But yeah, as Matthias said, I think we kind of overestimated the benefit of ergonomics and underestimated the price of developing tooling, plus later we kind of our ambition grew right for what we want from framework. But I think probably the biggest deal is like I just think DSL scared a lot of people away.
Yeah.
So I think we are very curious to see once we don't have a DSL how that affects the perception of
Yeah.
WAP.
I mean,
take
the whole positioning is kind of was kind of marked by the DSL and language and compiler. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so thank you all brave people who are here with us despite the DSL. that
Yeah.
that counts. Like
Yeah.
you were all here pre TypeScript era. Okay, and maybe some of you never used the DSL. Fine, but still, at least before the default official TypeScript, that also counts.
Yeah, no, I think most of the people here use the original DSL, but yeah, if somebody hasn't, write it in the chat. Would be interesting to see. Interesting to see. Oh, Zeke. Okay, cool. But yeah, altogether, this was the right move, and we are super excited. What it now? We'll see now together what happens.
So actually, the DSL was already dead. We just didn't know it, huh?
Yeah.
Is that the answer?
Yeah. We even had a couple of years ago when Theo did like a run through of one of our blog articles. He also slammed us for having a custom DSL. Like, what is this? What do you need this for? Ah.
Yeah. I think he saw DSL. I think he saw Prisma and was like, Prisma, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I also wanted to mention. I think now also in the industry, it's kind of the trend of moving. Whoever had some sort of DSL is moving toward TypeScript. Like Prisma is now with new version coming closer to Drizzle and TypeScript.
Interesting.
Then a long time ago, Terraform introduced their TS SDK and others. So I would say it's kind of a trend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once Wasp grows much bigger, we can return to DSL.
That would be
We
awesome.
just
Exactly.
need
Once we own everything, we just delete TypeScript and then
Yes, I can.
Cool. So yes, that's it. Bye bye DSL. It was nice knowing you.
wait, we need some.
Yes. So one really cool example, and I run through actually a code example in the video. So this is kind of just some pseudocode anyway of the working example I have. But a really cool thing that you can do as of now is that file-based routing doesn't ship as a built-in feature. So it's not a built-in feature of Wasp yet, but you can use the TS spec to write your own, like however you want, customize it however you want, so that you could just create a pattern for naming pages, and then like this example here, you could protect the page by just naming it differently and pass in URL parameters by just naming it differently, and then you import that spec file, that file-based routing spec file into the main spec, and you've got file-based routing. So you've got all these building blocks and primitives that Wasp is using under the hood, and that you can use then to extend Wasp and kind of customize it, which is a very cool use case. So be interesting to see once it's out there how other people kind of what limitations they find with Wasp and how they can get around it with a spec file. So that'll be really interesting. So yeah, Martin, you want to say anything about this here?
I would say maybe Carlos can add something. Carlos went on a mission of making it proper, kind of like productivizing almost the file-based routing. Carlos.
Yeah, no, the cool thing, I guess, is that basically it's no like there's not much work for us to do for allowing file-based routing. It's just doing the decisions of like the naming schema and everything. That at some point we say, oh, we might want to let people customize it, and they're just going to be better off just writing it themselves because it's so easy, and AI can do it very easily, and the new spec makes it very easy, basically. So it's everything very easy. Sorry for repeating 3 times in a row. And then it's nice that we can provide this kind of thing basically out of the box to support you doing any kind of crazy thing you want, and make it easy 4 times.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Awesome.
So yes, now that we have this living spec, as you could refer to it, you can also do simpler things with it, like just being able to finally split up the spec file before with the custom DSL. Everything was in one file, and we often got that was a complaint that would pop up every once in a while from even from the early days. It's like, hey, could as the app grows, this thing kind of becomes hard to maintain. Can we split it up? And now you can, and that's really nice because one of the nice features of Wasp, the way Wasp is structured as a framework, is that it lends itself really well to structuring everything, your entire code base by feature with your pages and your operations and any other server side functions, webhooks, things like that, all in one feature folder or feature directory. And now you can have the feature spec there, and that cleans everything up and makes everything very nice and maintainable, because all of that then just gets packed in or imported into the main spec. And yeah, this is something we were already working with OpenSAS, for example. That was a great example of where all the code is. I think this is even, yeah, this is based on the OpenSAS example. All the code was organized by feature, and now we can vertically slice everything even better with multiple spec files. So that's really cool. But even more importantly and more interestingly, what is opens up for the future is a lot of other cool features for Wasp. The main one being that our next big main release or feature addition to Wasp will be full stack modules. So this is something that can be really exciting because Wasp knows how to take a spec and along with the front end and back end code and how to glue all that together based on what you write in the spec. That you could write front end, back end code, database code, database models, and wire it all together with a spec, and then as a package, which people could just then import, and you would have for example, a running Stripe payments full stack module that adds all the necessary components, all the necessary code, and it wires it up and it has it working, right? So you just fit things in like Lego blocks into your app. And the great thing about this is that users can create their own full stack modules and publish them as well. And we would have something like kind of like our own Wasp version of an npm directory where you could find these modules and import them. So this would be amazing for the future, especially with AI, where you could just import a module rather than having to have it write all this boilerplate code. And Miho is probably the developer, the engineer that's been working on this the most. So Miho, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I can say a few aspirational words. So when we started the kind of splitting the spec, and then you have these spec folders, feature folders, you realize, oh, it'd be so awesome if you could split OpenSAS into installable modules. And then there's like 5 or 6 things now in OpenSAS, like payments, file upload, AI, demo, admin panel, and whatnot. And then you realize, okay, cool. Now it's like easily configurable. I can just like install or uninstall stuff I want in my SaaS starter. Great. And then you start thinking like wider. What if there were like 50 things I can actually install or uninstall? Then like the open SaaS thing becomes amazing. Like it becomes anything starter because after 50, I guess you ran out of ideas what to package, and then you have like these superpowers like for you and LLMs, because I don't know, why would LLMs need to rebuild stuff from scratch? And that kind of old story where it's always cheaper to install a finished package versus like rebuilding it, like paying with tokens. Hoping Fable 5 is still out there helping you. So that's kind of aspirational, but in terms of like how I feel about it, but from technical point of view, we are not far from making this a reality. TypeScript Spec was like the base for us. Another thing we are working on is like the next step is like fleshing out, let's say, a module system, like which requires, for example, each module needs to have its own namespace, so it doesn't clash with your existing code, etc. And then you can kind of the hard problems of like, how do I package this, make it portable, so you kind of develop in isolation, because full stack modules can't have any expectations, they can't rely on existing code, blah blah blah. Long story short, we'll get there. I hope sooner than later. There's some hard problems still to figure out, but we did a lot of like internal demos, experiments, and like we are. I think like this is the thing we build. If you build anything before, this is the thing I'm most excited about. In let's say since I've been here. So yeah, I hope that answers like some questions and maybe get you hyped up for the future of Wasp. And I hope to see community contributed packages in the mysterious, yet to be defined Wasp repository registry.
Slop it. Slop us. We want to be slopped.
Thank you,
Nice.
Vika.
All right, thank you for that.
I think
Super cool.
Oh,
for last,
Okay.
Vinny got a mug. Vinny, gotta show the mug.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's downstairs in the refrigerator.
Oh, no.
I've got some coffee, some cold brew coffee in it. But I'm the biggest cheerleader of full stack modules, and I don't do anything to advance the release of full stack modules except I just constantly annoy the team with FSM when, and
Well, it's
so
it's the most important
yes,
thing to do.
yes. I've been saying it for a year and a half now, and for my birthday, I actually got a full stack modules FSM when T-shirt and mug from the Wasp team, so that's really cool. It'll be sad when it drops because I won't be able to annoy you guys with that anymore, but I'll be
in a
proud.
way, full stack modules are a bit scary because you always keep saying, once we have full stack modules, So it's kind of like this mythical feature that will, fix everything. And then, as Vinny said, when it happens, what do we even do? I mean,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see. So but it's actually happening, kind of. Miko is pushing it quite hard. So
It's going to we're
we'll see.
going to raise up a level on it. We're going to become a mythical framework, and it's going to be
Yes,
it's
yes.
going to be good. It's going to be epic.
Legendary
Yes,
framework.
legendary, yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
Cool. So
nice stuff.
next slide, pre-rendering. Believe it or not, it only took us 5 years to get some kind of server-side rendering or pre-rendering feature, and now we have it. And it's a lot cooler than and easier than I expected it would be. It is just a simple flag on your route. As you see here, just write pre-render true. It will only work for static routes, so you can't be passing parameters, URL parameters to any of these routes. But this is great for probably anyways 95% of cases or more, because you usually only want to pre-render stuff like your landing page or your pricing page. You don't, and nothing besides login can really be pre-rendered anyway, and then it'll send the entire HTML over the wire, and it drastically improve page load and performance. Like here, I did a test with pre-render off and on OpenSAS.sh on the landing page, and we got nice improvements in time to first byte and render, decreased render delays and things like that. So very nice, does its job. We get a really good Lighthouse report from it as well. So very good. And probably one of the biggest benefits is even though for SEO and for what are they called again? Search engine optimization, like that kind of SEO for the crawling side. A Googlebot can run JavaScript and things like that. But a lot of the AI agents we're working with now, they run a curl request essentially, and then you get nothing back in the root element. So you just see JavaScript needs to be enabled. But now with those pages, they get the whole content, and this is great for whenever you're working with, if you have a page, AI agent can get the full content with a curl request. And yes, that is pre-rendering. That was a feature that Carlos worked on. Carlos, if you have anything to add, go ahead.
Yeah, just that we have now comprehensive docs on SEO that you can check on the website. and we are waiting on your feedback on those if you want to give us any. But it's quite nice. I think it's nice.
It's under guides, right? It's the SEO.
And props to
Sorry.
yeah, it's under guides.
Okay.
There's also a link in docs actually on the sidebar.
Nice.
But yeah, and thanks to Nerox, I don't know how you pronounce it, who did the first version of that guide, and then also just flagging that pre-rendering right now only works for static pages, but thanks to us moving to TS Spec, it's going to be very easy. I think probably in the next release we can do it so it works for dynamic pages as well. So you can look forward to that.
Nice.
Awesome.
Very
awesome.
nice.
Awesome.
Yes, maybe stupid question, but why, because Google knows how to render JavaScript stuff. So why do AI agents or, models do not?
Because AI agents are just doing curl. They are just like fetching the HTML. Like Google has all these advanced servers that will render your JS and everything. But first, it does count as being a slower page, so it's downgraded. And also, when you want Claude to read a page, it's just doing a curl to it, and it's not executing
Yeah.
any JavaScript.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we actually still need that.
Okay, so it's hard to build. It's the main reason, kind of. It's not trivial to support it, I guess.
Sorry,
Okay.
come again?
So I'm saying the main reason is that it's kind of hard to build, I guess. You need some infrastructure or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because just the other day I was trying to get Claude to read like the online shop, and it's like I can't. This online shop has SPA. I can't see anything. I was like yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Super cool stuff. Yeah, what else I wanted to say? Maybe something about the future plans for like what are the next features here? You were mentioning it's not only for static routes. Maybe just give us a taste, Carlos.
Well, I've been working today on this. So you could, can you go to 2 slides before?
Yep.
Vinny? One more? Yes. So instead of passing pre-render through, if you have like, I don't know, your products ID route, right? So products slash lemon cake, products slash cheesecake, whatever. You can pass you will be able to pass an array there to pre-render. So it will pre-render all the pages that you tell it to pre-render. And because all of this is programmable and the Wasp spec is just TypeScript files, you don't even need to actually write the array yourself. You can fetch it from your data or just do some magic somewhere to code a dynamic array of what you want to pre-render. That's the most next test step, but also be on the lookout for in the middle term, not the long term, us being able to do pre-rendering for every page for auth and mix it with the server, so everything is kind of together and very dynamic.
Cool.
But don't quote me on that too much.
Tomorrow.
No.
Okay, no. Who made this sound? It's the worst sound that we can have. Okay. Cool.
Okay, cool. Let's move on real quick to some more community highlights. So it's funny when I put all these things together. Maybe they have dark mode on most of them, but they all these new landing pages match the current style of the presentation. So they're all like a bit orange or off orange and white. But these are 4 new apps that we thought we would highlight: CutQ, Brick, Plan Relief, and Chatbuster. And it's cool to see the direction of new kind of apps being launched with Wasp, and they always seem to be getting better and more creative and stuff like that. And yeah, there's CutQ is something for video creators. Brick is something for UK property operators. Chatbuster is a Shopify plugin, I assume, that gives you like a chatbot, AI chatbot, and Plan Relief is something that helps kind of AI powered curriculum creation for teachers and things like that.
Kindergarten. Yeah.
So some really cool stuff. Yeah, you want to say something about that, Matteo?
I mean, I can also give a bit of context because I spoke to some of the developers here. I think they're not here today. I met CatQ creator and also a Plain Relief creator. For the other two, they just popped up the other day and I really love them, so I just added them. But yeah, I would say first thing is that we can see that like you are getting really good at the design. I'm always jealous how good people are, you know, with designing applications. Like, wow, this was actually made with Wasp. So I always get kind of very excited. And yeah, I mean, I met Patrick from CatQ, and it's a really complex app. Like if you maybe open it, Vinny, and just scroll a bit, you know, down and up and down, you can see the demo. It's basically recording a live streamer, like let's say somebody on Twitch, a gamer, or let's say somebody like Primagen, and kind of immediately, yeah, if you go a bit down, there is like very cool demo of this is here, right? So basically, it kind of cuts your live stream into pieces, detects what is interesting, and gives you pieces you can immediately share, you know, create shorts and all the other stuff. So it's pretty advanced. And also when I spoke to Patrick, the whole architecture is like hosted on, like somewhere self-hosted on Coolify with some crazy workers and stuff. So like it's really kind of, you know, just impressive to see what kind of the engine is built behind it. So it was really cool to see. Yeah, I would say on the other hand, Plan Relief, which is like kindergarten curriculum, is also super interesting, very nicely designed. And you know, my wife is actually a kindergarten educator, so I immediately sent it to her. And it's kind of also interesting to compare what we are seeing is being built with Wasp versus what you see in the, let's say, Twitter and the community. So my kind of observation is that people are still building a lot of, like very much a lot of apps, which are mostly now, they all have some sort of AI element. It is just, I think that the Twitter has kind of moved on to mostly AI workflows for coding, I guess, right? So I would say, although you don't see there's a lot of people building their stuff and basically being very successful at it, both with having users, customers, launching products. So for us, it is very exciting to see that Wasp can be a small part of that. Yeah, Vinny, you're also, I think, had a similar observation recently.
Yeah, no, I don't really have anything to add. I think you said it. A lot of the stuff, it's cool to see what people are building, and because they're also, it's like AI powered stuff that's powered by AI. So seeing a lot of like more complex apps, and you see design that, you know, it's just designs are a bit nicer. There's a bit more kind of micro interaction things on the page and things like that. But things are looking very professional, and it's very impressive what people are building. So yeah, it's also very inspiring to see what people in our community are building. And once, you know, like you said, it gives you a bit of FOMO. And but I can tell the FOMO has rubbed off on the Sausage Brothers over here, because look what they did to our logo. They made him just a little beefier. Yeah. But it's surprisingly a lot nicer. At first I was like, I don't know, but I like it now. And this translated into another side of the metamorphosis, which isn't just the TS spec, but starting to explore new looks and like a general overall brand refresher. So maybe Mattia, you and Martin can talk about that.
Yeah. I can give a bit of intro. I mean, it's how it all happened. Kind of, you know, we have for a while. I mean, we were never designers, of course. Like we are all more of a kind of back-end developers who did a bit of front end. So we never had a lot of design taste. And you know, first Wasp was just all made kind of, you know, some customization of Docosaurus. So for a while we felt we should somehow upgrade, but you know, it was never the right time. And then basically this big change to, you know, calling Wasp more of a framework and doing the whole TS spec migration from DSL. In the end, it felt like a perfect moment for also doing the rebranding. So, you know, we even tried collaborating with some design agencies and designers, but in the end, we just decided it's just best if we try to do it ourselves and see how it goes. And really, with AI now, I just feel, both Martin and I, we just feel much more empowered to actually do stuff. So I can even share a bit of my slop work. I will show you. So this is kind of, first we were just trying to figure out what is the aesthetic, that we want. Like, what does Wasp stand for? What is our design language? I think maybe you have to join my
Yep.
thing, right?
Yeah.
So
Click
maybe
on
just
yours.
click on my thing to see. So in the end, kind of what we landed with is basically that Wasp is some sort of a blueprint. It's like a blueprint for your app, which is like TS Spec is basically some sort of a blueprint. And we also we like this retro ASCII stuff, which is now very popular, which is kind of more minimal, like hard lines and stuff. But didn't want to exactly copy what everybody else is copying and go dark mode completely. So then we landed on this kind of blueprint slash schematic brand look. And then I was kind of AI slopping it with with Claude, and it basically kind of came up with some style design elements. So you can see like, oh, it's all very rectangular, kind of it has a couple of strong colors. The logo is this is like the older version, but we have some like color. We even have a color system now, so this is getting serious. You could say. Yeah, switching to monospace, we had a couple of battles about monospace internally, but in the end, the good one, as you can say. Although I was convinced not to use monospace 100% in the documentation, which I was trying to push. Okay, this is like what does some charts and diagrams look like and similar, and yeah, just some like ideas. This is slop, and this is cool, but yeah, basically you get the idea, and then we kind of use this and our imagination to come up with the new Wasp. Oh, you see it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's here. Cool. So yeah, now this is it. It has this kind of. I think it's pretty distinct style. Then the moment you see it, you can tell it's Wasp. And yeah, we are just going, one by one thing and adding different components. For example, Martin, this big library of different features in Wasp. So you can see how data models work. You can see how WebSockets work. So somebody can quickly, explore what's going on. You have your, beloved example applications, but a bit nicer. Some cool applications. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Like now we have some testimonials, from people, and it's kind of designed this one, and this is now what I just did today. Basically, a diagram. We had like very ugly diagram before, which I hand drew basically in a sketch. Now we have something a bit nicer. Still place for improvement, but at least it looks kinda on brand. Yes, specifically I did it for Carlos. He said like I can't stand the old diagram anymore. Do something. So I prioritized it today. Yes. Okay, this will
Thanks.
have to work. Yeah, yeah. Yes, so in the end, like we are very satisfied. We also feel in a way that we have connected with product and with brand better because we got engaged ourselves in the whole process of the design. So in the end, I would say Martin and I are super happy about it, and I feel like some other people also like it. So I won't say everything for others, but it feels like a positive direction for
If
for,
you
for me.
wondered Matti and I were doing while the team was doing actual changes on Wasp, now you know.
Yes, we had to do something while people were building stuff.
This is only
Yes.
half of the new page. We have like 6 PRs yet to be merged with the rest of the sections. So what we are doing, Matti and I, we are just whenever we have time, like every 2 days, we kind of redesign a new section on the landing page.
Yes, we ended up doing rolling release of the landing page and our new design, but who cares? We can do it. Switching streams.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Mattia really
Okay.
forced us. I would never do it, but Mattia went crazy and just started deploying changes and forced me to also join him. So I guess it was a good strategy.
Yes, we'll be making some new T-shirts too, so we'll make sure to let you know once we have something.
Nice.
We need a diagram. Sure.
Nice. Okay, back to Vinny. Yes.
Cool. So
Zoom.
another one was we've added some more different deployment providers, and I believe there is going to be.
Never.
I don't know if it's a Wasp
Do such a
deploy
thing.
for render, but I know there is a very nice, simple, easy way to deploy to render coming up soon that Miho worked on with the render team. So Miho, do you want to say something about that?
I don't have much to say. We we explored with render team how can we kind of make render one of the first party supported providers. Right now we can't really do for them what we did for some others like Rail and Fly, but we built a template, a render based template, which you can easily take and deploy OpenSAS with it. So I'll share a link right now. Um, okay. There's a guide that explains kind of how stuff works with render and Wasp. But now there's also like a template you just work and use, and it will work for you.
I pasted the link here in chat, Miho, if you want to open it. Yeah. You have it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's here. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Besides that, I mean, we have the cloud providers deployment guides for Cloudflare, Fly, Heroku, Netlify, Railway, and Render. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, let us know what else you would like to see. Zeke is mentioning Coolify, and we are seeing actually quite a bit of people self-hosting their Coolifys. So that's pretty interesting. A bit of context on Render. Actually, yeah, Render is one of the teams that reached out recently. I think they saw OpenSaaS and they just saw it like, more and more people are using it, and they expressed interest to basically support it any way they can. So we have been exploring, can we make it as we have it for Fly and Railway, just have it like, CLI command. But I think right now it's not possible because they don't have such programmatic API for that. Miho can provide a bit more details. They are more focused on like, deploying from basically when you push to GitHub, then it gets deployed. So I would say for now, the easiest solution is to use the template, which basically has a YAML file, and then you just use that to go live. But it's still pretty simple. Although they will also be working on making it easier to use their API programmatically. Yeah, altogether, I would say we also had some people successfully deploying there. So I think it's kind of one of also very, very nice platforms that you can use.
Yep. And with that, that concludes my side of the presentation. Thank you. I appreciate and hate you all at the same time. No, yes, as far as like features and stuff goes, that's the main announcements, but I'm sure there's lots more we can discuss. Should we open it up to questions though first? What do you think, Mattia? Are there any questions?
Yes, anybody, people, just feel free. We'll stay here. Yeah, so we'll hang here for like more, 10, 15 more minutes. So feel free to type your questions or say something, whatever is easier for you. Yeah. Any ideas? Yeah.
I love bees. I love cats.
We like bees. We like kids.
Cats.
And of course, if you have something else to do, you are free to go. Our calls always run longer than we intend to because we are having so much fun. So, you're excused. No problem if you have to go completely. Understandable. Just also want to make sure that people can chat and ask stuff if they want. But if not now, also you can always just ping us. Yay. Yeah, cool.
And just
Let me check out.
typing in the chat. Also, guys, if you're interested in something about, I don't know, how we launch or what we do, this week is launch week, so we are, we wrote a blog post. I wrote a blog post, so, go give it a read. We are putting Wasp, we put it on a couple of Reddits, put it on Hacker News, and, putting it around. So also, if you know some good place to talk about Wasp, you can maybe mention it. Yeah. I don't know. Like, we think
Yeah, I would say also one of the kind of, let's say, changes now with TS Spec and, with the feedback we are seeing, we'll be more vocal about everything in Wasp and, Wasp land. I would say we have been a bit more underground for the last couple of months because we were reworking everything. But now we feel like, it's time to shout as loud as possible again. So we already have some podcasts getting scheduled. Some blog posts are also going to be kind of collaborating with some other platforms. So, we are going to be doing much more on being kind of public about Wasp and the plans. So yeah, if you want to, help us in any way or have ideas where you would like to see Wasp, feel free to let us know.
We're getting good views on Mattia's tweet link that he posted there. So please, if you haven't, go check it out. Watch the video, some of the video. Click around on the post, tweet it, retweet, bookmark it, whatever. That would help. Talk to your mom about Wasp, as Carlos said. Tell your mom to tell her friends over coffee and cake about us, and
to tell her open club about Wasp.
Right?
Never
do such a thing.
Nice. Yeah. What else is interesting to let people know? Yeah. No. I think we. Oh, who got stuck? Who is this? That's really. Yeah, no, just in general, I think TypeScript Spec is going to unlock stuff that's going to be super cool. Also, if you need any help with migration of your projects, let us know. We'd like to hear how it goes. Miho and the team put together pretty nice guide. But if you get stuck, we'd love to see, how we can help you with migration. Cool. Genius has a question. Miho and the team, yes. The recommended pattern is to name the spec file after the feature directory.
Yeah, it's good. It's interesting point, Genius. Yeah, I was also wondering. It could be like index.wasp.
Good point. Yeah.
For some reason, one part of me loves naming things semantically. So for some reason, I'm like, index. But on the other hand, it's a bit weird when it's like name of the feature / name of the feature .wasp.ts. So I actually get it. Yeah.
But I hate when I command P in VS Code and then I'm looking at a bunch of index.wasp.ts files. I'm like, which one was it? God damn it.
That's true. That's true. I mean, the good thing is like you guys can do what you want, of course. But we should try to set some kind of. I plan to start building my own app in new TypeScript Spec soon. So I will also see how I feel about it. But it's a good point. I think we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, I have an idea. We should try to just AI generate a huge app with Wasp and then see what it feels like.
Yes, you can do that. Yes. I mean, it's also a good way to do it. See what AI likes.
It's like a good, like stress test. It doesn't have to do anything useful, just like a ton of files,
By the way, Zeke, why does it have plus in front? You say it's a plus page.
It's like something, I guess, something page spelled.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
And then it's like suffixes.
Like kitchen.page or kitchen page.spelled or something. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. Plus class. Okay, interesting. It will be interesting. But now good thing is there is TypeScript Spec, so then some conventions can develop before they couldn't. So that will be interesting.
What? Okay. Plus.
Cool.
It's really plus.
Yeah.
Why plus?
Whoa, that's weird.
No wonder people don't use well.
Seems like it's. I guess this is SvelteKit probably a SvelteKit thing, right? I guess if it's file-based routing, then it's coming from.
They also have a lot of dollar signs, from what I know.
So it's basically Haskell, okay.
PHP strikes. I have a PHP trauma. Although I heard it's nice now. People's been making money. Good point. Yes. Cool. Awesome, people. Let's see. I hope you will maybe get to use Wasp on something, and let's see how it develops. Cool.
Yes.
All right. Awesome stuff. Okie dokie. Yeah, I think we covered most of stuff. We don't need to keep people anymore.
Run.
Yeah. Stay with us for the rest of the launch week. We will be dropping some more details on everything that you just saw and heard. And we are here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you on the other side.
Thank you, Vinny. Thank you, everybody. Who's building stuff. Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Fran, also. Bye-bye, people.